Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a bit of a late video for this weekend. Number of reasons. Number one is haven't been too great. Been pretty much bedbound for a good few days with some sort of like little flu. And as you can kind of see, the weather is absolutely rubbish at the moment. It's very cold. And although the last couple of days have not been too bad, we have had, sort of winds and stuff like that. So that is the reason for, I suppose, maybe a bit of lack of content. But I thought I'd just do an update because I kind of feel that we're slightly losing track of what I've got in car-wise. And if you follow the channel, you'll see sort of cars and you think, oh, either like, what's happened to that? Or he hasn't done anything on that in a while, and where are we at with all of these cars? So I thought I would just do a relatively quick video whilst it's pissing down with rain, to just give you a little highlight of what I've got, and what the gist is with it. So let's start with car number one, the Black Sport. Relatively new to the channel, however I have had it for a good few months now, and it hasn't gone anywhere and it's not done anything. And the reason behind that is just because it's not taken a priority, and when I first got it, I did think to myself, this should be a relatively quick job, but it's actually, well, I suppose it is, but it's just not priority for me. So initially thought that it might need a new lower arm, and when it arrived, the Bluetooth module's gone on it. So need a Bluetooth module sorted, which again isn't actually that long. It's probably about an hour's work, but also need to get the bottom arm sorted. And then when I've come to move it recently, because I thought, you know what, bugger this, I'm going to just start working on it, made an awful screeching noise, and I think the alternator seized on it, which is again getting to be quite a common theme, especially in these cold conditions. So the drive belt is sort of getting close to snapping, so I turned the engine off, and I think I'm just going to have to get the alternator changed out. So can't really do anything or move it really until that's sorted out. So I'm not too bothered by it at the moment. I think it's a car that would always sell. It's a good colour, it's a good combo leather TFT screen, but priority wise, this is not a priority for me at the moment, but we are getting close to starting to need to work on it. So yeah, that is the 2014 Black Sport. Relatively high mileage from what I can remember, but there's some good stuff, and this is a good little car, this, from BCA. It's not been in an accident, so I'm quite happy about this. So yeah, that is car number one. We'll move on to car number two, and as I get more and more wet. Right, the weather is coming down even more, so yeah, really happy about that. So I'm just playing around with what I see. Okay, so oh dear. So this is a 2012 Lounge, which you would have seen on the channel. This is the one with the wheel well and the damage from the rear. From Copart, category N, with the red leather interior. This has been up for sale since beginning of January, but to be fair, I haven't really pushed on it too much. I've only listed it in one area. I've had no interest in it. Not really sure if it's anything to do with the the red leather interior, or the fact that it's a category N, because for some unknown reason at the moment I feel it seems to be a bit of a hindrance, category cars. But anyway, yeah, so it is actually currently in use. It's very dirty. It is currently in use on a daily basis. And because of that, we've identified, I've identified one issue, and then my other half decided that she would break the windscreen wiper when it was cold one day, and it was frozen to the windscreen, and she tried to move it, and it's snapped the blade, which is here. So I need to sort that out before she goes and turns it on. In fact, there we go. That's what's left of it. So I need to put a new one on. So one is good because it's on a daily basis, it's being run. So I kind of look out for any issues, which is great. But number two is that it's also identified the fact that the speedo, when you indicate, those dreaded lights are popped up on the when you indicate to suggest that the engine management light flickers and stuff, so the speedo needs to be replaced. So I need to do that before I sell it. So yeah, but otherwise it runs absolutely fine. And that's where we're at with this one. Let me have a look. We're all good there. Just got a little chip in the windscreen, but nothing that can't be sorted out. So that is car number 2. So that is for sale. That I need to basically get rid of at some point, although I say I'm not in a rush because the other half's using that, and I'll explain why she's using this and not the BMW X2 in another video that will come about. But otherwise, yeah, that's perfectly fine as a car, and would make a great first car for anyone. But it's whether or not, I'll be honest, it's whether or not I need to swap out the red leather, and whether or not people are put off by the, I keep saying it, the red leather. It's not for everyone, that's for sure. So that is car 2. Just trying to think. Yeah, so car number 3 is at my dad's at the moment, and we will go and fast forward to that location, and we will touch on why that one's over there. And finally, car number 3. I say finally, but it is car number 3 that you all know. This one, 2012 1.2 Lounge, category N, from Copart, from, I can't remember. It's one of my later ones where the windscreen was smashed through, probably because a big tree trunk went through it or something similar, and we needed to replace the speedo. And the last video that we did on this one was that the hatch wiring was causing this to say that the hatch was open, and it wasn't. It was completely shut. And if you remember, we'd replaced the handle or changed over the handle to see if it was that, and it wasn't. And basically we've sort of narrowed it down that there's some issue with the wiring, which obviously I'll cover in another video. But this has now been sorted, so it's quite literally going through the final steps of everything going back in place. A final check over of everything, which included, and I'll just show you briefly here, needing new rear shockers. So this is now pretty much nearly done. So that is number 3. Yeah. Finally, this is a new one. It's not hit the channel yet, but it's an uncategorized 1.2 lounge facelift on a 16 plate, of which again, just going through the final bits with this one, as you see here, we've got the handle needs replacing and we're giving it a full over service. But again, this will be for another day. I need to show you this whole car right from the get-go, so that technically makes it number 4, but don't get yourselves too bogged down on this one at the moment. And as if by magic, we are back in the rain again. So that brings us to the end of this very brief rundown of where we are with Fiat 500s and sort of roughly what I've got left to do. So I haven't really sold anything since, God, November time, something like that. It's just that time of year. And also, and I keep saying it, this is not my full-time job. So I do not have a lot of time to do a lot of things. And the weather does hamper a lot of it. So yeah, I hope that sort of clears up things. Normal service will resume with more car stuff. And yeah, so if you're still watching, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I would get my hand out for the thumbs up, but it's cold and rainy, so I'm not going to bother. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well, because every little helps in this day and age. If you've got any questions or anything, don't forget to put them in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.